than any people.
Right. So the world who he has loved, as we're reading to you, is in the book of Deuteronomy. What is it? The 7th chapter, and he's actually telling you that he loved the Israelites. And there's another scripture too. You get me Jeremiah 31, verse 3.
This is Jeremiah 31 and verse 3. It says, "The Lord Yahawah have appeared of old unto me, saying, Yea, I have loved thee with an everlasting love. Therefore with loving kindness have I drawn thee."
Right. Therefore with loving kindness have I drawn thee. So who is he? Who was Jeremiah talking about? Who was the Lord speaking about through Jeremiah? He was talking about us, that he loved us. So that's the world who he has loved. That's the world he gave his only begotten son to. As we just read earlier before, he became a ransom unto many. Okay, Yahawashi became a ransom unto many of who? The Israelites. The high priest Caiaphas that year, he said, look, that it is expedient that one man shall die for the nation. All right? So now we understand who John was talking about in John 3:16. Now let's read this again.
Deuteronomy 7 and...
No, John 3:6. Lock it, brother. Who had John 3? You had John 3, right?
Yeah, you had that 16.
Yeah, come.
This is John 3 and 16.
Yeah.
"For the Most High so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, and that whosoever believe in him should not perish,
Right.
but have everlasting life."
Right. So this is talking about the Israelites. And he gave his only begotten son to the Israelites. He died for the Israelites pursuant to the book of Acts 5 verse 28 to 29. All right. So he didn't give himself to everybody. He didn't give himself to the 18 nations around the planet. He didn't do this. Okay. And the Lord continues to liken himself as the redeemer of the Israelites. So how could he redeem another nation if they were not even brought back the first time and sold off? We were brought of the Lord. The Lord chose us. Excuse me. Let me reiterate what I'm saying. The Lord chose us the first time and cast us off, and now he wants to bring us back the second time. And officially he's going to do that by who? By Yahawashi, the dying of the cross, him shedding blood. Okay? Casting away his flesh so that we can stand again and be reconciled with the Father. That's why he's also known as the Redeemer, okay? Because he's going to redeem us back to that situation and redeem us out of captivity. As it says in the book of Deuteronomy 28 and 68, it says that no man shall buy thee. In other words, no man shall save you or redeem you from your situation. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Go on, brother.
You was talking about the word world, meaning cosmos.
Yeah.
This is Genesis 15 and verse 4. It says, "And behold, the word of Yahawah came unto Abraham, saying, This shall not be thine heir, but that shall come forth out of thine own bowels shall be thine heir."
Yep.
And he brought him forth abroad and said, "Look now towards heaven, and tell the stars, if thou be able to number them. And he said unto him, So shall thy seed be."
So shall thy seed be. Because remember, all throughout the Old Testament, the Lord likened the children of Israel through the prophets as the stars of heaven. So those are the stars that the Lord is concerned with, the nation of Israel. Okay? Simply put, that's the nation that he's dealing with. He's not dealing with nobody else. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's go back to
You wanted Romans.
yeah, Romans 9.
This is Romans 9. "I say the truth in Mashiach, I lie not."
And if you can, if you can get me Galatians, the 3rd chapter.
"I lie not, my conscience also bearing me witness."
Actually, go to verse 7.
"Neither because they are the seed of Abraham are they all the children, but in Isaac shall thy seed be called."
But in Isaac shall thy seed be called. Go on.
Rat is.
So if you can, brother, give me Genesis 21, verse 12.
Come. That is, they which are of the children of the flesh, they are not the children of the Most High.
Right, the children of the flesh is referring to, for example, the East Indians, the Ishmaelites, the Arabs, the Hamites, okay, which are nothing more than the indigenous people of Africa. Okay, and who else, man? The so-called white man, even though they're the sons of the wicked, but we can put them in there too because they were also rejected. Going back to their forefather Esau, which was rejected of the birthright. So they're the sons of men. And then you also have the people of Ashur, which are the Syrians today, down in Baghdad, in Syria, and Lebanon. They're also a part of the elk of the sons of men too. The different sons of Shem. They're not a part of this. Go on.
These are not the children of the Most High, but the children of the promise are counted.
Yeah.
For the seed.
For the seed, so we're going to further go into this. Genesis 21 verse 12.
This is Genesis 21 and verse 12. And the Most High said unto Abraham, let it not be grievous in thy sight because of the lad and because of thy bondwoman. In all that Sarah hath said unto thee, hearken unto her voice, for in Isaac shall thy seed be called.
For Isaac shall thy seed be called. You see? So it went from Abraham, Isaac, and then Isaac brought forth his son, which was Jacob, and then Jacob brought forth his 12 sons, which were going to be the 12 patriarchs of the nation of Israel. And that's where the covenant would actually go back to. So that's the chosen lineage whom the Lord is dealing with. And when you go back through the lineages, going all the way back to Genesis, the Lord actually always had a chosen lineage. Okay? But the Lord is dealing with the chosen lineage such as Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and the 12 sons right now. Let's go back to this.
1 verse 9. For this is the word of promise. At this time I will come, and Sarah shall have a son. And not only this, but when Rebekah also had conceived by one, even by our father Isaac, for the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil.
Neither having done any good or evil. Because check this out. We know that Jacob supplanted Esau's birthright and is also his blessing. And they both did what they were supposed to be doing. Jacob played as Esau, as he did, which was ordained of the Heavenly Father through the Spirit and power of Yahawashi. But Esau was supposed to get the birthright by doing what his father told him to do. So the father said, look, can you make me savory, can you give me savory meat and prepare it for me the way that I like it? So what wound up happening is Jacob done that. Jacob instead done that and played as Esau. And then eventually Esau was rejected of his birthright. So they both did what they were supposed to be doing by the commandment of their father, and yet and still Jacob got it. Jacob got all of it. Okay? What I mean by all of it, he got the birthright and he also got Esau's blessing as well. Supplanted of him those two things. Alright? So let's you got something, right?
Yeah, precept.
Go on, brother.
This is from the prayer of Manasseh in the Apocrypha. It says, O Yahawah, almighty power of our fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and of their righteous seed, who has made heaven and earth, and all the ornament thereof. So, let's talk about their righteous seed. Basically, as the elder was saying, we are the seed of Jacob is the righteous seed. The seed of Esau is the seed of the wicked, and the other nations are just regular people. So this whole Bible is our history, it's our book. None of the other nations can take this book and claim it to be theirs, because it doesn't pertain to them. It only pertains to us, the Israelites, 12 tribes.
And as you just read, the first couple of sentences, it says that he was the mighty power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So even all throughout the scriptures, the Most High likened himself as a God of those people, or their fathers. No other nation was a part of that. Now let's go back to read Romans 9, beginning by reading verse 8, brother, to verse 9. Actually, verse 7, actually. Go back to verse 7.
This is Romans 9 and 7.
Yeah.
Neither, because they are the seed of Abraham.
Neither because they are the seed of Abraham. Remember, Abraham had 8 sons approximately. And 2 sons he had with, one son he had with Hagar, another he had with Sarah, and the other 6 he had with Keturah. But it was only 1 son which was counted for the covenant. Go on, brother.
Are they all children? But in Isaac, all that seed shall be called.
Yeah, as we just read to you in the book of Genesis 21, verse 12. So you have all of these different sons that he produced from his loins, from all of these different women. Actually, it was 3 women. One of them, which was Sarah's son, got the covenant. That's who the Lord called for the covenant, for the blessings. So that covenant can then linger on down to the 12 sons. Okay? That's the plan of the Lord. That's what the will of the Lord is. The will of the Lord, in this case, is to set up the sons of God, the children of Israel, whom he has chosen in the very last end, to be a what? Kings and priests, to rule over the nations in righteousness with the commandments. That's how he's going to set up the kingdom. Go on, brother.
Verse 10. Not only this, but when Rebekah also had conceived by one, even by our father Isaac,
Yeah.
for the children being not yet born, neither have done any good or
Neither
evil.
haven't did any good and evil. So let's specify on that. Let's go read Genesis 25. No, 27.
Come on.
If you can, give me the book of Genesis 27, verse 21 to verse 33.
Come on. This is Genesis 27, starting from verse 21.
Uh-huh.
And Isaac said unto Jacob, Come near, I pray thee, that I may feel thee, my son, whether it be thou my very son Esau or not. And Jacob went near unto Isaac his father, and he felt him and said, The voice is Jacob's voice, but the hands are the hands of Esau.
Come on.
And he discerned him not, because his hands were hairy as his brother Esau's hands, so he blessed him.
Yeah, go on.
And he says, and he said, Art thou my very son Esau? And he said, I am.
Go on.
And he said, Bring it near unto me, and I will eat of my son's venison,
Good.
that my soul may bless thee. And he brought it near to him, and he did eat, and he brought him wine, and he drank.
Come on.
And his father Isaac said unto him, Come near now, and kiss me, my son. And he came near and kissed him, and he smelled the smell of his raiment, and blessed him. And he said, See, the smell of my son is as the smell of a field which Yahawah hath blessed.
Come on.
Therefore the Most High give thee of the dew of heaven, and of the fatness of the earth,
Come on.
and plenty of corn and wine. Let people serve thee, and nations bow down to thee, and be Lord over thy brethren.
Right.
Let thy mother's sons bow down to thee.
God.
Cursed be everyone that curseth thee, and blessed is he that blesseth thee.
Yeah, so as I believe, what verse you in, brother?
That was verse 29, going into 30.
Okay, go on.
And it said, And it came to pass, as soon as Isaac had made an end of blessing Jacob, and Jacob was scarcely yet gone out from
Now
the
we get to the point now. Go on.
Jacob was scarcely yet gone out from the presence of Isaac his father. Esau his brother came in from his hunting, and he had also made savory meat and brought it unto his father.
Right, so he even made savory meat and brought it unto his father, as his father commanded him to do. Go on.
And he said, Let my father arise, that he may eat of his son's venison, that thy soul may bless me.
Okay.
And Isaac his father said unto him, Who art thou? And he said, I am thy son, thy firstborn Esau.
Right, so this was his actual son, his actual firstborn, because Jacob, what? Played Esau and supplanted him of his birthright eventually. But we're going to finish this off. Go on.
And Isaac trembled very exceedingly.
Not the birthright, his blessing. Go on.
And Isaac trembled very exceedingly and said, Who? Where is he that hath taken venison and brought it me? And I have eaten of all before thou camest, and have blessed him, yea, and he shall be blessed. And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry,
Yeah, Hebrews 12, verse 6.
and said to his father, Bless me, even me also, O my father. And he said, Thy brother came with subtlety, and have taken away thy blessing. And he said, Is he not rightly named Jacob? For he hath supplanted me these 2 times,
Yep.
and he took away my birthright, and behold, now he hath taken away my blessing. And he said, Hast thou not reserved a blessing for me?
Right, so now we get the point of that, because they both did what they were commanded to do. Neither did any good nor evil. Okay, but we're gonna get there later on. So read me Hebrews.
Your arms.
Okay.
12 and 6.
Yeah.
It's okay. This is Hebrews chapter 12 verse 6. For whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth, and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth.
I think it's 12 verse 9. You know where it says Esau was rejected?
Oh, okay.
Which Esau represents the so-called white people today.
Yeah, I got that.
Okay.
So this is Hebrews 12 and verse 16.
Yeah, there you go.
Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau,
Yeah.
who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright.
So the descendant of the so-called white people sold their birthright for what? One morsel of meat? It says, right?
Yeah.
Go on.
And it says, For ye know how that afterward, when he would have inherited the blessing, he was rejected.
Right, so they were rejected. Going all the way back to their forefather Esau, they were rejected. So they can't be blessed of God. Even if they wanted to be blessed of God, they cannot get it. beginning with the so-called Jews, all the way down to the least of these devils. They cannot inherit a blessing. It was rejected. Now they do have a blessing, but it's not our blessing. Their blessing is what they're dealing with right now, which is the sword, which will be to their curse eventually. All right. So I want to go back to Romans the 9th chapter and read what you just read concerning Jacob and Esau.
This is Romans 9:9. For this is the word of the promise. At this time I will come, and Sarah shall have a son. And not only this, but when Rebekah also had conceived by one, even by our father Isaac, for the children being not yet born, and even having done any good or evil, but the purpose of the Most High, according to election, might stand.
Exactly, because both of them did what they were supposed to. Well, actually, one of them was supplanting the other one of his blessing. But guess what? The Most High was still rocking with Jacob, because that's who he wanted to be blessed anyway. So even though Esau did what he was told to do, it wasn't of works. It was according to what? The election of God, that might stand. And Jacob was elected. Jacob was called for the blessing. Point blank in the story. It's like, for example, I can even apply to us too, the same thing. Now, the Lord didn't choose us because he saw something that was good in us when we were in the world, because we were all niggas in the world. The Lord didn't look at us, oh, he did that action, or he did this, he did that in the world. No, we were all niggas in the world. But he called us anyway. Why? Because he wants us to further his ministry. And just going back to the point, we were called, not of works. It wasn't of works as to why we were called to do this thing. It was by his calling, all right? Because he wanted us to be a part of this thing. Just like how, going back to the story now of Jacob and Esau, he just simply wanted Jacob to be called for the blessing, the promise. Because it was already written through the spirit, or should I say the spiritual realm, that Jacob would receive the blessing, all right? That's what was wanted of him in heaven. Go on, brother.
So like I've got a precept on that, because it was already ordained that the elder should serve the younger. Here's another example of the Most High setting the younger above the elder. This is Genesis 48:17, and it says, and when Joseph saw that his father laid his right hand upon the head of Ephraim, it displeased him, and he held up his father's hand to remove it from Ephraim's head and onto Manasseh's head. And Joseph said to his father, not so, my father, for this is the firstborn. Put thy right hand upon his head. And his father refused and said, I know it, my son, I know it. And he also shall become a people, and he shall also be great. But truly his younger brother shall be the greater than he, and his seed shall become a multitude of nations. And he blessed them that day, saying, in thee shall Israel bless, saying, the Most High make thee as Ephraim and Manasseh, and set Ephraim before Manasseh.
So the Lord wanted Ephraim to be the greater brother, even though he was the younger brother, but he was going to be more blessed. And even as it stands right now, Puerto Ricans are more popular than Cubans. You don't really think too much about the Cuban people, but you think more Puerto Ricans because, you know, they obviously get involved in, you know, the world of Esau, whether it's the sports world, what have you. Ephraim is all up in them bad boys, you know, when it comes to boxing, when it comes to the UFC, and all of the above. Now you have Manasseh that's involved in that, and they're very skilled, very good boxers, man. Top tier boxers you can get from Cuba. But Ephraim's just more popular. Ephraim's just got it going on. You know, besides Manasseh. That's how the Lord wanted it to be. Even when it comes to the basketball, you have Ephraim in the basketball games, playing football too, the NFL. Okay? Go on, brother.
Luis Ortiz is Manasseh. I've done a little bit of research on him when he fought Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder is a Judite. So Deontay Wilder is a mighty man, and then you got Ephraim, he's skilled in art. So the mighty man, he just waited his opportunity, and he used his might. He got through. He threaded it through. You know, like we call them snipers. He's known as a sniper, so he's a mighty man, and he sniped his opponent. Manasseh's skilled, so if he doesn't come up against a mighty man, he probably outskill a person. So Judah's known for his might, and I love all that shit. You know, with the art of war and that. You know.
I get the chance to check out the boxing when I can. Yeah, man. So where was we? We was in Romans 9. You continue to
So
read.
this
man.
is Romans 9 and 11. For the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of the Most High according to election
Yeah.
might stand,
Right, according to the election might stand going.
not of works, but of him that calleth.
As I've said before, Esau did what his father told him to do. He was called to give him the savory of meat, but it wasn't of works, was it? It was unto him that called, which was the Most High. That's how it ended up. Go on, brother.
It was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
That's in the book of Malachi 1 verse 4. Okay? Actually, beginning with the first verse, all the way down to verse 4, which eventually the Edomites then became a wicked group of people. Okay? That's why the Lord wasn't really concerned with Esau, because Esau was going to play the wicked one, as he was blessed with what? The sword. All right? Which the sword can represent the missile that they have, that they came up with, beginning with J. Oppenheimer. And what's the other guy's name, man?
Einstein.
Right, Albert Einstein. They both came up with both of them came up with a destructive weapon.
Right.
One came up with the atomic bomb, which was J. Oppenheimer, and one came up with the nuclear missile, which was Albert Einstein. All right, and also the gun, the cannonballs, all of that stuff. That all originated back to the Edomites. Go on, brother.
And also a needle.
Right, and then there you go, the needle.
Smallest sword.
Yeah, Bill Gates. He's a mighty man on the left hand side.
Oh, yeah.
He's a man of the sword. Yeah.
Oh yeah, come.
Sneaky brother, motherfucker too. You know.
Yeah. Go on, brother.
Romans.
And another part of their sword is also lies. You can kill a man with lies too. You could tell a man, look, you know, you're gonna die such and such if you don't do it. You see, like the doctors do. Like if you go to the doctor, right, and you get your body checked out, he'll say, well, this shouldn't be like this, and it can actually cause cancer, and you may wind up getting cancer. But all it takes for you is to believe it, and you can actually catch cancer, because he said that would be the case. Like you got people that are obese, and the doctor will say, well, if you don't lose weight, you're only gonna live for approximately about 5 years. 5 years of life you have. So if the person believes it, he will die in 5 years' time, and it's actually happening. Because check this out, the word doctor simply means to falsify, to just be a liar. So you can lie to somebody, and it only takes for somebody to believe in that lie, and that's what that lie becomes. Part of the reality.
It's a weapon, fucking weapon, yeah.
So that's also a sword as well. Go on, brother. Even with this gangster rap music, man, that's all narratives. That was all the narrative to give Jake, so that Jake can correspond with that narrative and become the narrative. You see? Don't get it twisted, man. Don't overlook the narratives. These narratives are powerful. Go on,
Lucky
bro.
there's a precept which goes on upon that. You were just talking about how lies can kill people. Isn't there a precept which says the power of life and death and the power of the tongue?
Yes. There you go. There you go, brother. So yeah, even a set of lies can kill people, man. And many people have died because of lies.
Right.
You see? Anyway, let's continue on.
Romans 9 and 13, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
You going?
What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with the Most High? Most High forbids. For he saith to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy.
Yeah.
And I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion.
Exactly, go on.
So then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth.
Yeah, because going back to what Esau did what was commanded of him. It still didn't work. He still wasn't called to be blessed. Go on.
But of the Most High that showeth mercy. For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose.
So you could say, well, what Jacob did was wicked. That was evil, what Jacob and his moms did, right? Rebecca. But guess what? The Lord still called them to be blessed with the ultimate blessing that Esau was going to originally get. Okay? So that was the Lord showing mercy even unto one of the sons of Isaac, which was Jacob. Go on, brother.
I have raised thee up that I might show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth.
Yeah.
Therefore, he have mercy on whom he will have mercy.
Exactly.
And whom he hardeneth. Thou would I say then unto me, why doth he yet find fault? For who have resisted his will?
Right.
Nay, But O man, who art thou that repliest against the Most High?
Con.
Shall the thing that formed say to him that formed it?
Right.
Why hast thou made me thus?
1 verse 15.
1 verse 21.
Yeah, we can't say, oh, why did the Lord make Esau that way? Or why did the Lord make me that way? No, the Lord isn't, the Lord created us. We're his vessels. Like for example, man, like if you make something, let's say you're into the business of pottery, and you make like different kinds of cups and all of that stuff. I'm just metaphorically speaking. Those cups can't tell you, why did you make me like this, or why did you make me like that? You're the maker. So the thing that you made, the thing that came from you cannot back answer you. Can't know. You know, so we as mankind, we have to accept what the Lord gives us. Even though it's kind of difficult and it's hard to deal with it, because we're just some mere mortals. You know, we're in the lowest dimension right now. We've become weak as time goes on because of sin. But we still gotta accept what the Lord gives us. And I say that, but you know, I'm going to revert back to the flesh and I'm going to complain about this and complain about that. But that's just neither here or there. The point I'm making is you can't question the Most High why he did this and did that, as well as Esau. Because Esau serves a purpose as well as we serve a purpose. Go on, brother.
1 verse 21. Have not the potter power over the clay?
Right.
Of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor?
Right, we're an honorable vessel. Esau's a dishonorable vessel. And as it stands right now, it looks like we're dishonorable because of our estate. We're in a base situation. But eventually, we will get access to everlasting life. Therefore, the eternal weight of glory will come. Okay? What did the Apostle Paul talk about? Let's get that in 1 Corinthians, I believe it's 4:17, brother.
Can I just make a point? You mentioned about the Edomite. There's another one. It was in the back of my head and it's come forward now. Elon Musk. The artificial intelligence, and he wants to merge in the humans and all that.
Yeah.
So he ain't going. The Most High's got his number. He ain't getting going under the radar. You know.
Yeah, come.
Along with all these other, you know, Einstein, Da Vinci, Bill Gates. The Most High's watching them.
Yeah,
they're doing his purpose on the left.
The Most High's building on them to bring out the chip, which they already got already. He got the brain chip, and somebody else in the technological world got the chips for the body, some way down the line. But they got the technology anyway. You're going, brother. Read that.
This is 1 Corinthians 4 and 7.
17, I believe it is.
17.
Yeah.
For this cause I have sent unto you Timotheus.
No. 2 Corinthians 4 and 17.
Keep on doing that.
No, it's my fault because I said 1 Corinthians. It's got to be 2 Corinthians 4 and 17.
This is 2 Corinthians 4 and 17. For our light affliction.
There you go. Yep.
Which is but for a moment, working for us a far more exceeding an eternal weight of glory.
Yep.
While we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen.
So what the Apostle Paul likens us is the affliction that we're going through is light and compared to the eternal weight of glory. So right now, as it stands, as it looks like the Israelites are in a base level, the so-called black, so-called Latino, Native American Indian. But they shall obtain glory, eternal weight of glory. Got that? Not just glory, eternal weight of glory. So we're going to be glorious above comprehension, man. We're going to be unbelievably glorified. But the Lord has to get his glory first. He has to magnify his name, and then we'll be magnified down the line. And then his son, and then the elect. Okay? That's how this thing is operating in these last days. Go on, brother, let's read that.
But the things which are not seen, for the things which are seen are temporal.
Right, for the things that we do see are temporal. It's only but for a moment in a particular point in time. This world is only for that, as I've just said. This world ain't going to be forever. There's going to come a time and a point and a place where this world is going to be ousted forever and ever. That's in the book of Isaiah 13, due to the destruction that's coming around. And other prophecies that are going to come in effect to destroy this place. Go on, brother.
Romans 8 and 36. It is written, for thy sake we are killed all day long.
Yeah.
We are accounted as sheep for the slaughter. Last one. For in all these things we are more than conquerors through him that loved us.
Exactly, because we're going to conquer Esau through the word. We're going to overcome the beast through the word. As Yahawashi overcome Satan while he was fasting for 40 days. So if Yahawashi overcame Satan while he was fasting, then Satan has already been overcome already. So all it takes is for us to overcome it with his word again.
Got another one, yeah? Quick one.
We're going to overcome good with evil. Let's read that, brothers.
Ephesians 4 and 14. Some more 4s in there, man. A lot of them 4s are coming up a lot, man. Ephesians 4.
4 represents mercy.
Can't.
Go on, brother.
That we henceforth be no more children tossed to and fro and carried about with every wind of doctrine by the
slightest of men.
Right, you see, that's the spirit, man, of men, and the cunning craftiness whereby they lie in wait to deceive. But speaketh the truth in love may grow up unto him in all things, which is the head even of the Yahawashi.
Yeah, so this is the thing that's going to allow us to continue to grow, man. Not any other doctrine that we was once under. No Islam, no Christianity, all of that nonsense, man. This is what's going to allow us to grow. And as we're growing every single day, we're becoming better and better. Every single day we're growing, you know? And that's the mindset you got to have. You got to have the mindset of growing.
That's right.
You can't be the same way you was 5 years ago, 8 years ago. You got to elevate in this thing, all right? Now, you're going to grow, but you're not going to, brothers aren't expected to grow, like, instantly. Things take time, man. As a plant takes its time to grow, that's how life is. You got to just be patient and wait. But eventually, you got to expect yourself to grow.
I remember I was in trouble, just make this quick point. I was in trouble and I was told to stay back and do lines. I don't know if they still do that.